Hmm. How do I change this? Whoops. Um, Settings. Audio. Alright, let's try this. Hear an echo. Echo is not. Oh, music is good. Okay. Alright, let's put it back on. Alright, everyone. Welcome. Sorry we didn't do live last night, but I think we all understand. Alright, let's get some royalty-free music going. I'll have to trim that from the video, actually, because I just wanted to hear that song. That's why we haven't been doing anything, because I have to trim that, otherwise they DCMA me. Alright, we'll get some chill music going. There we go. Yeah, I might end up changing it from Sundays anyways, but I haven't quite decided it yet. How's the music level? Is it too loud, or it's right there good? Everyone hear me okay? I got a brand new headset, so I may sound a little different. So I went and actually bought one of those overpriced ones finally to My other one, one of my earbuds was cutting out, so. Alright, cool. Alright. Music good? Y'all can hear me good? Headset's working good? Alright. Alright, so I wanted to go over. We could chart Shiba. Fine. Let's go over my agenda first. I want to teach you guys and gals some stuff about overall market conditions, and then we could do some requests. As soon as I can get through this, sooner we can go over some market conditions. So let me get through some stuff. Sooner we get through it, sooner we can get through some requests. So yeah, YouTube's got a little bit better support than Discord. Alright, so what we're looking at here is the dollar index. So dollar index, why is it important? So the dollar is important because in a bull market, usually the dollar gets weaker, thus making equities stronger. So there's a couple things to keep in mind here. This was the market crash of last year, March through the end of March. That is when the dollar rallied, tanking equities. So you have to pay attention to it. Now, it's not always exactly the same, and we can overlay. Let's overlay futures on here. So if you look at a snippet here, you can see sometimes the dollar goes down with the market, but also a lot of times the dollar goes up and the market goes down. And then when the market goes down, or when the dollar goes down, the market goes up. And you can see there's an inverse correlation between the dollar and the market. So you want to keep that in mind. Like look at the difference here. So when today, for instance, here, let's mark this out. So you can see as the dollar started to tank today, the market did really well. And then as soon as the dollar found some strength, boom, equities tanked. So you can see here, as soon as the first sign that the dollar was rallying, the only reason we rallied today is because the dollar tanked, and that made equities more valuable. The volume on SPY today was not good. And then as soon as equities showed any sign of strength, literally SPY just tanked. Like as soon as people saw that the dollar was coming back, they're like, "Fuck it, I'm out. No more equities for me." And honestly, the reason we're tanking tonight is the dollar is extremely oversold and is due for a bull run. And in general, that's bad for equities. Now, SPY is about to hit support, so we'll see how that goes. Not loving this music. Hold on. Let me see if I can get something better here. The music is too cheerful. We need something like dark and mysterious. Yeah, hold on. Let's see here. There we go. A little better, huh? A little more dark and mysterious. Turn it, it's a little too loud though. There we go. Yeah. I have a feeling that MRO is going to get nailed. I have to play royalty-free music. YouTube's stupid. Alex, do you really want to be a mod? I don't trust Alex. Got enough mods here. Hi, Izzy. Alright, so Who? Alex, man, Alex. No, so keep this in mind. There's a lot of things you need to look at when thinking about, are we going to be bearish? Are we going to be bullish? The dollar is one piece of the puzzle. Charting the dollar, look at this also. You have a falling wedge. You have a false breakout. It got back in the wedge. Now, it might go down a little bit more, but this is going to squeeze. So, now, if this goes below here, we're going to moon. But if this comes back, we are going to die. Yeah. So I'm going to get rid of this here. So yeah, over, if we go over 90.40, what's up, Hasib? If we go over 90.43, I don't think 34. I mean, I see where you're saying with the 34, because that's support right here, and that would break out of this falling wedge. But it's possible this just makes a bear flag here, so. We've been playing crypto on the small account, so just keep that in mind. Alright, so let me show you another thing. TLT, bonds. Yeah. Alright, let's look at, I want to look at oil real quick here, because I think a lot of people are in oil. That's not what I want. Oil looks really good. I'm pretty okay with oil. And oil is down right now, but it's making a nice handle right here. So I don't not worried about oil whatsoever. The chart looks amazing. Alright, I'm going to show you guys something here. So this is something we're working on, our personal version of it, but for now we're going to use SqueezeMetrics version. So this is SqueezeMetrics.com. I want to give full credit to them, SqueezeMetrics.com. They have a gamma and dark pool index that's fully out. I really like it. So I want you to see something here. So gamma and dark pool are a predictive indicator that's very nice, and it's something we're building into our DEFCON alerts. So what we're looking at here is basically dark pool did not buy the dip today. So sometimes when we see this, when you see a dip right here, and then you see increased buying on that dip, that means we're going to go back up. Today we did not see that. That makes me think we're going to go down. Not only is gamma, which is overall options contracts, being bought extremely low, like extremely low. Now they're higher than some of the lows that we see here, but they're lower than it has been in quite a while. And even here on this dip, yeah, they spiked a little, but they didn't spike a lot. And so I have a feeling, just based on what I've been looking at today, I'm a little worried. So the dark pool continuing to not buy the dip, gamma squeeze pressure being down, got me worried a little bit. Here's also some treasury curves that I've been looking at. Treasury yields have been going crazy. So the fact that treasury yields are up a bunch, 1 month, 10-year, 20-year, all of them are up a ton. And the short-term treasury yields are up way more than the long-term treasury yields, which means the treasury yield curve is getting more and more inverted. When the short-term treasury notes outweigh the long-term treasury notes, that is very bad. And the reason for it is then people get guaranteed returns short-term in bonds and equities, or in bonds and treasury notes, which means they're going to take the money out of equities and go for the guaranteed returns in bond and treasury notes, because getting short-term returns on a high-yielding 1 to 10 year treasury notes and bonds is much more palatable to the whales than equities that are at near all-time highs. So when they have that, that is a clear sign for a correction in the market. So this being all green with the short-term treasuries being much higher than the long-term is concern that we need to pay attention to. So there are ways to play this too. There's a lot of bond and treasury tickers. TLT is very good. So you can see during the crash of last year in February, when COVID came out, you could see treasury yields went crazy. Treasury bonds went crazy as the market tanked. People started putting their more money into treasuries. Then we've been on a bull run ever since about August of last year. A little before that, but ever since then, treasury yields have been going down, equities have been going up, and now we've finally reached bottom, and we're starting to get higher lows and higher highs. Now, this most recent one, it's the only thing that I'm worried about a little bit with bear type market. Yeah, I'm not going to get fully into the yield curve tonight, but I highly suggest you research it. The movie The Big Short, I think, talks about it a lot with the yield curve, but the yield curve is something you definitely want to look at and highly keep track of, because it is a very strong indicator of if the market is going to turn bearish. So these are things that new time investors, they only look at the stocks, they only look at the technicals, they don't look at fundamentals, they don't look at anything else. So like for instance, SPY, you know, I've been doing some charting on it, trying to figure out what's going on. I want to show you something very interesting with the blast curves today. Let's go. So I was looking at this today, and I was like, wow, that's super interesting. So the 3618 for the most recent high to low before this most recent run. So this was the last correction right here from 420 down to 411. So I charted this out. High to low, I call the fib circles. I call them blast radius. Soon as we hit the 36, basically it's been alternating. So when we hit the 168, we corrected down. When we hit the 2618, we skyrocketed. And then when we hit the 3618, look what happened. We had this red indecision candle, and we had an attempt at a bull run, and then boom, it just followed the blast circle all the way down. It's very possible we open up in the 417 range right now, and I'm pretty sure we're below that right now. So futures are actually at 415, so that makes me think that invalidates my. If we open up at 415, that'll invalidate my wave 4. And that basically means this probably was like a wave 1 here, and this was a wave 4 here, but it could have just been an ABC. And so this was a correction, and the real impulse wave is the wave down. Use the wound cycle. Trying to think is what that is. What's the one with the moon phases? It's this one. Hold on. It's this one. So you can see here, the moon said that we were going down. I'm not a big moon cycle guy, but I don't really believe it at all. But I want to show you something also. Like, look at the volume candle on the end of the day 15-minute. That red candle is one of the largest candles we've had all year. So that candle, if we were to extrapolate it across the year, let's see, what are we looking for? Horizontal. Okay, so that was right here. There's only been a few candles all year that have been that big. So we had one here, red, red. So of the red candles that we had that big, let's look at this. So we have this one right here, and we mooned after, but that was on an uptrend. This one, okay, so this one we had here, we mooned. Alright, all of these we mooned after, so this is not proving my theory whatsoever. Every single one is mooned after. Alright, so interesting. So it's very possible that we bottom out on futures tonight and moon tomorrow. If that's true. This would be the first one that didn't do that, so the theory is pretty null and void in my opinion. But I will say overall, the volume today on the bull run, super weak. The volume on the bear run, so let's, for instance, let me highlight this. Here's the bull run. Here's the bear run. Bull run volume got super weak as it got to the peak. Bear run volume increased as it got to its peak. Everything I'm looking at, I mean, looking back at the volume in the past when we've had those candles, yes, it's mooned. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. Technically, from the chart perspective, it looks like we should bounce tomorrow. I mean, even the RSI is at a 19. Like if we open red tomorrow, I strongly think we should buy the dip. And the reason is it's going to be so overbought that we're going to fill the gap, clear some of that RSI, clear some of that overboughtness, and then when we fill the gap, like I hope we open just a ton down. Our puts go crazy, we switch to calls, we go red to green, and then as soon as we fill the gap, we sell for a huge profit, and we see from there where the market goes. If it continues to, if it goes above the gap, then, or if it rejects the gap, or so let's say it fills the gap and then reverses, then we can go back into puts again and play the C leg down. So if we're at, let's say, 415, let's look at futures right here. I mean, futures could make a full correction overnight. It's very possible. And because we got a 1, 2, 3 down, so let's say this is your most recent move. So you can see we're a full leg of leg 1. We're a 382 extension. The full leg of 1. This could be a full move right here. Futures seem to be finding some bottom here. Yeah, that's 5 down. I agree. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. What then could happen is we get our dead cat bounce tomorrow. So this is our leg 1, our A. And then you get A, B, C tomorrow. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I wanted A, B, C tomorrow. Come back to about 419-ish. And either we reverse there, we make an inverted head and shoulders, so we make an inverted head and shoulders here, or we make a C leg down. Lucas, I agree with you, which doesn't make a lot of sense. So, I'm looking at this, and I'm also seeing that this is the shortest, and Elliott wave theory says wave 3 cannot be the shortest, yet we clearly see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. So, that also confuses me a little. Okay, so we'll cover futures again here at the end and see if this bounces or not. I want to look at NQ1 NASDAQ futures. I'm pretty sure they're getting murdered. Taking this moon cycle off. They look, Alex, really bad. I mean, these red candles have huge volume on futures. Like, this is unusual futures volume. Like, futures usually like are in this area. So this, you see, this is market hours. This volume candle on futures is extremely unusual. Like, extremely unusual. So, I just want you to know that. Alright, so I do like this candle being higher here. This is clearly a bear flag. And if futures can't reclaim 13,228, then it's going down. It's just, it is what it is. So, tech looks terrible. It just looks terrible. Yeah, barely. Like, that futures volume is crazy. Like, look at, okay, so you can see, clearly see the market hours, the volume is higher, but when you see futures volume at the same level as market volume, that is a scary sign to me. Yeah, let's put this in perspective. So this candle here, when's the last time we had a 15-minute candle that had that in futures? Let's see. Okay. This was pre-market. Last time you had a candle on futures, tech sold off just straight down. It looked very similar to this. So this snippet right here is what you're witnessing right now. Basically, the color of the candle, when it's at that kind of volume, will tell you what you need to know. So that is one of the biggest candles I've ever seen recently. Now, I've seen huger candles last year, but tech is just, you know, it's one of those things where tech's oversold right now. You know, it's at a 26 RSI, and it was at a 17. So it's going to bounce, absolutely. But if it can't reclaim this level, it's done. It's coming down to 1,300 or 13,000. It'll be here tomorrow, so barely. All right. If you swung Tesla puts, Roku puts, XLF puts with us, you're gonna be good tomorrow. If you have long positions, short term they're gonna hurt. Long term, probably gonna be okay. You know, this is. I don't think we're fully at that panic mode yet. We definitely are getting there though. So let's look at some SPY supports here real quick. Until SPY breaks 410, I'm not super panic mode. Like, until SPY breaks below this level, I'm not super panic mode. Because we're just, this is basically an expanded wave 4. So, this is your wave 3. I've measured this out, so I'm not going to do it again, but, you know, you basically got an expanded flat, and we should still have one more bull run in us. So we hit the top today. It's nothing huge. And then you have a bottom here. So we're making a... Last time we did this was right here. Made this bull or megaphone, and then we mooned. So could be doing the exact same thing. Shaking out the weak fingered. Don't freak out yet. This thing's definitely going to be probably 415-ish tomorrow. So you got support here. And you got support here. So watch for SPY to bounce somewhere in this zone. And if you were to do a retracement here, one would tell you that the bounce zone is right here. So we should see 415.80-ish tomorrow. If it fails that zone, I'm going to be a little concerned. Hey Roy, welcome. I do everything. So I swing trade, I leap trade, I do crypto. Anything that can make me money is what I like. If I can make money, then I'm excited. So the reason I don't think we're going to be... The reason I think we go red to green is because of this right here. RSI closed at 19. It's super oversold. And if we open up at the 415 that futures are at now, we're going to fill the gap. We're going to get that dead cat bounce. We're getting it kind of right now. So, like, tomorrow, like, this zone right here between the 1 and the 786 is my target opening zone, which will equal up that. So, alright. I got about 20 minutes, 25 minutes here. I will open up requests. What I will say is, if you make a chart request, do you want me to chart it or do you want me to look at the fundamentals? So, say the ticker and then say chart, or say the ticker and then say fundamentals. If you don't do that, I'm going to ignore you. Alright, let's look at FedEx since Josh seems to listen to me. Also, I believe we had some Twitter requests that I might need to get to as well. I need to look at those. Not one person commented on my Twitter stream. Man, I would have done those too. Alright. Digging this song and turn it up a little. Alright, we'll do FedEx. FedEx blew past my target. We're going to restart this. If we truly enter a correction, FedEx could come down to 286. Um, Either that or it creates a new support zone right here. So FedEx is bullish long term, should come down into here, and then basically what you'll see is something like that. That's a small correction. A major correction would bring us all the way down here. And then from there, you would see that. So, either there or there. So you got a green path or a blue path. I'm not bearish on FedEx, but the market's going to pull it down right now. So just keep that in mind. Alright, I got a lot of requests. Probably won't get through all of them. So just bear with me. I will do Shiba as my last chart of the day. So if you guys want that, just keep that in mind. Alright, so we did FedEx, D-King. If you're long on D-King, you're going to hate these. DraftKings spends way too much money on growth. Like, way too much. And way too much on lawyer fees. They don't make money. It's really bad. Like, DraftKings fundamentals blow my fucking mind. Their book value and their assets to debt is good, but the way they spend money is super not awesome at all. Like, they just lose money all the time. Okay, so revenue. The fact that they only make 300 million in revenue also blows my mind, because I looked to start my own DraftKings types company, and I don't know how they lose so much money. Whoever is on the board or the CEO of DraftKings should be instantly fired, in my opinion. Balance sheet's getting a little better. Debt to assets is getting extremely worse. I don't love their stewardship. They're increasing revenue because people love gambling, and they're fighting to get it if they get gambling fully legalized, that's their end goal. And if that happens, I'm totally okay with it. Right now, they've raised enough money where they're okay. But if they keep up this cash burn, it's not good. And that's why you're seeing the sell-off right now. And it happens basically since last earnings. And this earnings just basically confirmed it. So, don't love it. Andy, I'm sorry I swore. Alright. Star, I believe I have charted out. Nope, it didn't save it. Alright. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I had Star charted out. It broke my uptrend right here, and then got above it, broke above the line. So this path is clearly invalidated. Got a lot of support around 1850. So if you're in Star, because you got the breakout alert today, between 1850 and 1860 is your support zone now. 1840 to 1860. As long as it holds that, it should be fine. May take a little bit because of overall market conditions, though. All right. Yeah, let's do Tesla. Alright, so Tesla's dying after hours. This is the golden support zone. If it breaks 624, and I was talking about this today when we were trading, I said, hey, this is this Tesla support zone. You could try to catch the falling knife and go calls. But if it fails to hold this and all these candles are red, it's probably going to go down to 591 and possibly all the way down to 569. You got a nice gap here. So keep in mind, these two green lines, this is a gap. And it could fill that entire gap. So do not love that. I can't look at crypto fundamentals, bro. I haven't looked at PLTR in forever. Oh, man. PLTR hit my chart perfectly. So, see this little alert here? This was a breakout or breakdown alert for the server. I said, hey, this thing is under 2074. It's going to 1826. Hit it perfectly and bounced. And that was a wonderful short that we caught. Now from here, if it breaks this line, it's coming all the way down to 16. Yeah. So now it's coming down here if it breaks that line. Will it? It kind of looks like it. So just trying to catch up on some of the chat here, so got about 10 minutes left. Let's look at Marathon Oil fundamentals. I know a lot of us are in that, so so you can see Marathon Oil revenue is up quarter over quarter 100% and is booming. So net profit margin is booming, energy is coming back, earnings are booming. Next one, August 4th, balance sheet is being okay. So book value is a little high but not awful. Total assets to debt, very healthy. Quick ratio, current ratio, very healthy. A beta ratio, super healthy. Price to book ratio, price to cash flow ratio, price to sales ratio, all healthy. No issues with them whatsoever. 462 free cash flow. It's increased significantly. Oil prices over $65 a barrel are extremely healthy for the oil market, and so we're going to be okay here. Don't worry. Arvol doesn't have fundamentals yet, so I can't do them. This was the chart that I had charted out previously. I said this was going to make a cup. So tomorrow we should see the full cup up to 20. If not, the next day we might see a correction tomorrow, and then Wednesday, and then Thursday. This is Thursday right here. Thursday we get earnings, And if we get awesome earnings, we could see literally it go all the way up to 25. So really excited for Arvel. The chart looks amazing. So this right here is super good and healthy. Do not worry. XLF. This is why I entered today. We entered on the break. So we charted this out on the 15-minute. We had a clear uptrend. This was a fake out and got bought up immediately. This was not a fake out, and that last candle had mega volume. And so I am super bearish on XLF, and I fully see this coming down to 37.40. And that's in this range will be where I sell most of my contracts. I am, full disclosure, in a short position on XLF and a long position in MRO and ARVL. Now, this is due for a dead cat bounce, so I will probably close, if we open up red tomorrow, most of my position. Arvel has sold a contract of 10,000 vehicles to UPS with the additional opportunity to sell 10,000 more. Hold on one second. Alright, I'm back. So Arvel has a lot of really cool stuff that potentially happening for it. It's got micro factory technology, low cost vehicle cost with their sourcing. They're looking into air taxis. There is a ton of awesome buy the rumor stuff with Arvel. So, alright. Everyone wants Shiba. It is the talk of the weekend, Shiba Inu, and it is the talk of everything out there in crypto right now. X was, we'll do ARK and then X and then Shiba Inu. So ARK today, I had this called out for everyone in the server. I said, hey, this is probably going to open up 95-ish. I said the bear flag was strong. It broke every support whatsoever. The selling volume today was insane. Short Kathy. X after hours, wonderful. You can see came back into this golden zone after hours that we had charted. So we're like, alright, this is kind of a false dip. A little freaky. But it did bounce at the most recent highs here, so that's very good. And then after hours, we're extremely bullish. So I'm curious to see how this reverses tomorrow. But I like X right now. I like X a lot, and it even has my wave 4 here. Eugene, you did ask for that earlier in the show. Don't love that. Very oversold. Should see a bounce here soon. Okay, that's all you get. Alright, Shibu. Should see a bounce on QCOM here soon, by the way. Alright, let's look at it on Polynex. Oh my. Actually, I already had this charted, so. This was my, I was trying to see how I could get it to a penny. And this was like even with like all this I had charted out. I still could only get it to 6/100ths of a penny. Like, I mean, this is gonna take literally years to get there, and there's no guarantee it even gets there. So if you're just playing it in the short term, we could chart that out. So we did just get a double top. Not great for Shiba Inu. We did have an inverse head and shoulders. This could be a cup, so this could be the handle forming. I don't want that to come down less than point whatever 40324 here. So we'll even move that down to be safe, down to 403237. So this thing is the talk of everyone right now. It's capturing all social media. You can buy this on crypto.com and Binance. And I think there's one or two others. CoinGecko maybe. But this is the crypto that everyone is talking about right now. So as a group, we got into it. We got into it here. So everyone that bought in this weekend with us is up at least 150% easily. So we were buying it all weekend in this area, and so we are doing quite well. I have a couple million, maybe even billion Shiba coins. I am up quite well, and I'm very happy. I am not selling until this uptrend is clearly broken. So if for some reason we break this, I will consider it, but I'm not too worried. So with that, hopefully you learned a little something tonight. Hopefully I was helpful. Keep in mind that the market does not look amazing right now based on what we looked at tonight. Keep in mind there are still value plays to be had. Not gonna sell it, Kevin. I'll just convert it into Tether. Don't worry. It's all good. Or you don't need to sell stuff, you just convert it. You don't need a buyer then. So convert it to Tether and then worry about it later. If you guys liked the information tonight, do me a favor, throw me a thumbs up. Helps YouTube to get me more viewers, which I appreciate. If you hated the content, don't worry about the thumbs up. But if you liked it, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you tomorrow. We'll do some live trading and we'll make some money. Yes! I can recap futures. Thank you for reminding me. Absolutely. This is just a free live playlist. It's called Industrial Dark Synthwave by Ether. It's nothing crazy. Alright, so futures said was making full 5 waves down. Looks like it is bouncing. This could be an inverted head and shoulders it's making. And it could turn us green, so keep in mind that. Dixie is very red, and so if the dollar turns negative, keep in mind European futures open in $2, so that's going to impact us a lot. So if the Europe, here keep this in mind, this is very important for everyone to know, that everyone that's stuck around, if the euro moons tonight, the dollar is going to die and equities are going to moon. So I thought I read something earlier about the euro doing very well. So if that is the case, we could theoretically open flat tomorrow, or somewhat green. Would not surprise me one bit. Futures are down a ton, but that doesn't mean they have to be down a ton tomorrow. And we also, let's go to investing.com. This is a very good resource for you. Futures aren't down like an F ton, they are down. I don't need to know that. So on here they have their economic calendar, and we can look on tomorrow. So you have, look at the stuff that's 3 stars. So you got a lot of European, Brazilian data, and then in the morning we have job openings and Governor Bailey speaks. So keep in mind that. We also have the energy outlook tomorrow. So there are a ton of energy related catalysts this week. So if you're swinging energy, MRO, FANG, whatever it is that you're swinging, XLE, XOM, keep in mind there are a ton of energy based catalysts this week. So don't get discouraged if oil's down a little bit, because it could come roaring back in a very fast fashion. So, yeah. Kyle, I have Fortuna 3.0 coded. The code is under review right now to make sure that we didn't have any mistakes in it by my head coder. Once that's done, we'll make a few changes to it, and if things go really well, and if things go really well with it, I will release 3.0 to everyone. So just keep that in mind. It is in the works. I'm working on things for everyone, and we'll go from there. All right, thank you, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Love you all. Have a great evening, and I'll see you all in the server tomorrow. If you're not in the Discord server, obviously I recommend it. I own and run the TFC, so definitely recommend going to discord.gg/thefinancialcloud, or just visiting us on thefinancial.cloud for the website. So everyone have a great night, and let's make some money tomorrow.